There's a certain kind of anger that doesn't look explosive from the outside. It's not screaming, it's not punching walls, it's not some dramatic movie scene. It's quieter than that. It's waking up already irritated. It's feeling annoyed before anybody even speaks to you. It's getting set off by small things that shouldn't matter that much. Traffic, noise, repeating yourself, somebody asking too many questions, somebody touching the last little bit of peace you had left in the day. And after a while, you start realizing something uncomfortable. You're angry all the time. Not at one person, not even at one situation. Just angry. And honestly, I think a lot of us don't even fully understand why anymore. Because when you're a man, anger is usually the only emotion people are comfortable seeing from you. If you're hurt, people get uncomfortable. If you're overwhelmed, people expect you to deal with it quietly. If you're anxious, exhausted, lonely, burned out, grieving, most of the time nobody really knows what to do with that. But anger at least looks strong. So eventually, everything starts coming out that way. Stress becomes anger. Disappointment becomes anger. Feeling ignored becomes anger. Feeling like you're carrying everything by yourself becomes anger. And after years of doing that, your nervous system starts acting like it's under attack all the time. I've been trying to understand that in myself lately, because I noticed there were days where I'd wake up irritated before anything even happened. Nothing went wrong yet. Nobody did anything to me. But I already felt tense, like my body never fully relaxed anymore. And the scary part is how normal it starts to feel. You stop noticing how on edge you are because it becomes your baseline. You drive irritated. You work irritated. You answer people irritated. You walk around waiting for the next thing to annoy you. And eventually, people start describing you differently. You seem mad all the time. You've changed. You're hard to talk to lately. And maybe they're right. But I also think a lot of men are carrying pressure they were never taught how to process. Not just one big traumatic event either. Sometimes it's years of smaller things stacking on top of each other. Bills, work stress, relationship problems, losing people, feeling replaceable, trying to stay emotionally controlled all the time, trying to be dependable all the time, trying to keep moving when mentally you're running on fumes. And eventually something small happens, and it gets all of your anger instead of just the amount it deserved. That's the part I think people misunderstand. Most of the time, the thing that sets you off isn't actually the thing you're angry about. It's accumulated pressure. It's like your mind has been holding tension for so long that even tiny inconveniences feel unbearable now. I remember sitting on my couch after work one day, completely exhausted. Not physical exhaustion, the kind where your brain just feels heavy. And I sat there in silence because I didn't even have the energy to do anything. I didn't want another conversation. I didn't want another responsibility. I didn't want another problem to solve. And I remember somebody texting me something small, completely harmless, and I felt immediate irritation, not because of them, because I had nothing left emotionally. That scared me a little, because I started realizing my anger wasn't really anger anymore. It was exhaustion. It was grief. It was pressure. It was unresolved pain that had nowhere to go. But anger feels easier to express than those things. A lot of men would rather look angry than hurt, and I understand why. Anger still feels masculine. Pain feels exposed. Saying, "I'm overwhelmed," feels harder than, "Leave me alone." Saying, "I don't think I'm doing okay mentally," feels harder than getting irritated at everybody around you. And the dangerous part is, anger can actually make you feel in control for a moment. That rush of irritation gives you energy. It makes you feel strong temporarily, but underneath it, Most of the time, there's something heavier sitting there. For some men, it's grief. For some, it's loneliness. For some, it's disappointment. For some, it's feeling unwanted. For some, it's years of emotional pressure, with no real outlet besides isolation, drinking, shutting down, or pretending everything's fine. I think that's why so many men become emotionally distant without even meaning to. Not because we don't care, because we're mentally overloaded. And eventually, even normal interaction starts feeling draining. People think anger always looks loud, but sometimes it looks like emotional withdrawal, short responses, no patience, always tired, always tense, always feeling like you need space. And I think some of us have been living like that for so long that we forgot what peace even feels like. That realization hit me hard recently, because there was a point where I started asking myself, when was the last time I actually felt calm? Not distracted, not numb, not temporarily entertained, actually calm. And honestly, I didn't have an answer. That's when I realized the anger wasn't random. It was my mind telling me something wasn't sustainable anymore, because pressure ignored long enough always comes out somehow. And if you don't deal with it directly, it leaks into everything else: your relationships, your patience, your ability to enjoy things, your health, your sleep, your peace. You start becoming somebody you don't even recognize sometimes. Not evil, not broken, just exhausted and emotionally cornered. And I'm still figuring this out myself. I don't have some perfect answer where suddenly all the anger disappears and everything becomes peaceful overnight. I'm learning that some of us spent so many years surviving that we never learned how to decompress. We only know how to endure. And eventually, endurance turns into irritability. Because carrying emotional weight nonstop changes you. I also think some men secretly believe slowing down means weakness. Like if we stop moving for too long, everything we've been avoiding mentally is gonna catch up to us. Distracted, numb, guarded, and then wonder why we feel angry all the time. But I'm starting to realize something important. Ignoring pressure doesn't make you stronger. It just guarantees the pressure comes out somewhere else. Usually on people who didn't deserve it, or on yourself. And I think a lot of men are tired of living like that. Tired of feeling constantly tense. Tired of snapping over small things. Tired of carrying pain they don't know how to explain. Tired of feeling emotionally disconnected from themselves and everybody else. Because the truth is, a lot of us aren't angry men. We're exhausted men, carrying pain we never learned how to speak about. And maybe the first step isn't pretending the anger isn't there. Maybe it's finally asking ourselves what's underneath it.